UFC 287 is closer than people think in only 2.5 months, and it only has one fight booked right now in Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. So I've built the card. I have 4 main card fights and 3 fights for the prelims, starting with the main event. I just don't see Aljo being able to defend his belt in March against Henry Cejudo with his bicep injury. So for the main event, I've done Sean O'Malley versus Henry Cejudo for the interim belt at bantamweight. This fight makes, if Cejudo's serious about coming back, this is the fight to make, man. This fight sells itself, and this is the fight to make if Aljo's hurt and if Cejudo's coming back. Do Cejudo versus O'Malley. O'Malley doesn't deserve a title shot right now after coming off a controversial win to Yan, but this is a fight where he can prove that he is legit. He is a legit contender in this division, and Cejudo. It's nice to have one fight before fighting for the belt after coming back after such a long time. And yeah, that's a good fight for the main card or main event. And moving on to the co-main event of this card, I've gone for Amanda Lemos versus Zhang Weili. I feel like they're gonna do a women's title fight as the co-main for this card. And if I had to choose one of the 3 women's divisions, I'd choose this one. Zhang Weili is a pretty exciting fighter in the strawweight division, and so is Amanda Lemos. They both have knockout power, and they're both exciting fighters. And Lemos deserves her title shot. I mean, she just does. She knocked out Marina Rodriguez very impressively, and yeah, she deserves this. She deserves a title shot. I mean, I think Weili wins this pretty easily, but Lemos deserves this, and I think she'll get it. I think she'll get this title shot in April on this pay-per-view. Moving on to the feature fight. This fight I have booked in the feature fight will probably be the biggest fight on the card, and it's Covington versus Chimaev. This could be the main event of this card, and it'll sell a lot of pay-per-views. Cause come on, everyone wants to see this fight. Everyone. Covington will have all his shit sorted out by April, and Chimaev wants to fight. He'll fight anyone at this point. Middleweight, welterweight, doesn't matter. He will fight everyone. And if Chimaev wins this, he has to get his title shot. He absolutely has to. And I think Chimaev wins this. It'd probably be a 3-round fight. And I think Chimaev wins this by decision, probably. But yeah, this fight has to happen at some point. And why not do it on this card? Why not? This is a massive fight that they can do. So, yeah. Moving on to the last fight I have for the main card. And Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa. Sean Strickland just fought recently, and I think he could make that 3-month turnaround after fighting Mavov, and I think he'll be able to fight Costa in April. This is a good fight for middleweight division. Strickland gets a jump up the rankings, and I think Costa and the UFC will be able to figure out his contract and get this fight on the April pay-per-view. This is a good fight. This is a really good fight. And I'd lean towards Strickland in it. So, yeah, that's a good fight for middleweight. Moving on. Now we have the 3 fights I have booked for the prelims. And starting off with the prelim headliner, this fight's a fucking banger. This is a banger in the lightweight division. Jalen Turner, Drew Dober. Come on. Drew Dober called him out after his win against Bobby Green, and he said he wanted to fight Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner hasn't fought in a little bit, and this makes complete sense. I mean, both these guys are in the rankings, but this fight will be able to solidify the winner as a good guy, as a good fighter in this lightweight division. And Jalen Turner he's a menace. He's crazy. He's like 6'3", and in the lightweight division, which is just insane. And yeah, this is a banger fight. Drew Dober called him out. If you want fireworks in a fight, book this. Then moving on to the next fight on the prelims, I have Raul Rosas Jr. fighting Trevin Jones. I think this is a good fight for Rosas. He's young. He's really young. He's 17 or 18 something. They feed him to some lower fighters right now. Take your time building this guy up. All right? Take as long as you can with Rosas. Take as long as you can. Fight lower guys and slowly climb up and up towards the rankings and higher up in the rankings. So this is a good, easy fight for Rosas. Rosas probably gets this done by first, second round submission, and I feel like they're gonna want to do Rosas on one of these cards with on a good card like this. So good fight for the prelims. And then last fight I have for the prelims is gonna be in the lightweight division, Bobby Green versus Grant Dawson. Good fight right here. Grant Dawson's coming off the win to Mark Madsen, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Bobby Green coming off a loss to Drew Dober, obviously, in December. This is a good fight. I think Grant Dawson's ranked 15 right now in lightweight, and Bobby Green's just outside the rankings. So if Dawson wins, this will be able to solidify himself as a ranked guy in the lightweight division. I think this is a good fight that they can put for the prelims of a pay-per-view. So yeah, and that's it. These are what I think the UFC should do for UFC 287. So, and see y'all in the next one.